Hey, what's up, YouTube? We're looking at some classic theology here today. The Marrow of Theology by William Ames, 1576 to 1633. So if you're keeping track, Westminster Confession of Faith was written 1647, so we're talking here a generation before even the confessional standards of the Reformed Presbyterian Church. But William Ames is kind of one of the standard writings of the Puritan era. William Ames was an English theologian, but this particular work was written completely in ecclesiastical Latin, which would have been the main language of the day. Well, why is this book so important? Well, this is one of the early systematic theologies, and believe it or not, when the Pilgrims and the Puritans came to America, they had certain books that were like the standard trademark scholastic books that they studied for the ministry. And if you went to Harvard or Yale, which, believe it or not, back in those days were actually strong conservative Bible-believing institutions used to train the pastors and ministers of the day, this would be the standard textbook. In fact, this was the standard textbook for the early Pilgrims and Puritans that came to America. And if you look at it, there's a lot of prefactory material here, some stuff about William Ames's life. But if you look at it, the way he writes is very short and brief. Each point is almost like a teaching point. These aren't fully written out paragraphs in the sense of like a modern systematic theology might be, but instead you get a lot of bullet point teachings with a ton of scriptural references there. So still very applicable today if you are a teacher or preacher of God's Word and you're looking for some classic theological material from the Puritan age. You really can't do much better than The Marrow of Theology by William Ames.